Okay, I guess we're rolling here. So I've got to get the glare off. So today, kind of on a roll here. So I had a customer looking for something under $1,000 in a great vintage horn. And boy, I went through a couple, Bundys and Kings and stuff. And I came across this Martin that I forgot about. So Martins have just wonderful, wonderful reputation for making just an absolute great saxophone. And the first thing you notice about these are the tone holes. So almost every saxophone in the world drills a hole, extrudes it, levels it off, and you got a tone hole. With these guys, they drill a hole in the body and then solder on a tone hole. And you can see it's almost 4 times the thickness of the body, and then they bevel it up towards where it seals with the pads. So this is massive. I mean, I've taken one apart, and every tone hole is absolutely perfectly flat. I've rebuilt quite a few of these, and they're just a joy to work on because everything is just perfect. And if you notice, like an angle on the palm keys, instead of being coming out this way, everything comes straight out. So the keywork just fits like crazy. So this one's actually, Martin's one of the few companies, one of the many companies actually, that makes saxophones for other people. I mean, Kahn was like 17 different brands. Yamaha's making for Vito. Vito's making for this guy. Jupiter's making like 5 or 6 different brands for their student models. So this one's got a Peddler name on it, but it's, I mean, as soon as you take it out of the case, you know it's a Martin just by the mechanism. And they were the only company I know of doing the rolled tone holes like this. So normally the Martins have both the keys on the left, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, and this one makes a little bit more sense where it's got the split key, which like a lot of the old Kahns were that people really like. And the old soldered on key guards, not the screw ones that come loose and rattle. Just a really well built horn. And I'm guessing maybe 50s, maybe 40s. It's got the front F. I can't find a serial number on it. But just judging by the mechanism, it does have a front F, which is kind of cool, so it's not 30s. So I'm guessing 40s or maybe even 50s. But again, without a serial number, it's hard to tell. And even so, being a stencil, it may not be the same. But nice engraving on the bell. You know, usually they don't go too elaborate on the stencils, but they did a nice job on this one, doing some engraving. So the other big thing is somebody completely overhauled this using these, I think they're called Noyak resonators. You can see they got the little Ripley's on the resonator. So basically it gives you more surface area on the resonator instead of just a flat one. So it just makes the thing sing. And if you notice, you can see the crease. The resonator is about 80 to 90% of the tone hole, and then you've got the crease, and then you've got your outside of the pad. So it's almost, like I said, 80-90% resonator. So when you hit those low notes, it just really, I mean, it hits that back wall. Normally these are old warm and fuzzy saxophones, but somebody's kind of rocked this one out and put these really nice, fairly expensive pads and resonators on it. So it's just amazing for the age how well it plays and how well it plays in tune. Right down to that B flat. Nice F sharp, no F sharp key. I hate high F sharp keys, and because it's just so easy. So it's kind of confusing on the table keys on most of these. Some of them, like the Kahns, go across, and this one goes over and then down to the B flat. So it just takes a little getting used to, but once you play it for maybe a couple hours, you kind of figure out, okay, that's where I need to go for the B flat. But it just pops right out. And my test is subtone it right down to that low B flat. So these pads are sealing. I mean, the tone holes are perfect, the pads are perfect, the adjustment's perfect. So it just plays wonderful. So can't say enough about the Martins. Got an old vintage case for it. It might even be the original case It looks like a Martin case, but there's no insignia on it like most of them. And I've got a bunch of the Martin altos, and they're just absolutely wonderful, the Imperials and such. And they made up to the Martin, which is kind of the one everybody wants with all the fancy engraving and everything. But I think this is basically the same body too. So there it is, the Martin, but it says Peddler, Frank Peddler and Sons or something like that, and Company. So, but basically all Martin. And again, most of them been smashed here, and the body is really straight. And it's just got this really nice patina to it, where, you know, they're making new saxophones look like this, where it's got the wear in the corners and everything. And so it's been played, but again, really straight. So anyhow, so really nice saxophone. And if you're looking for a nice vintage sound that's got a little kick to it, this is the thing. So I'm going to play a little tune here. Hope it doesn't bore you, and then we'll get on with it. Get it on the old web page and get her out there. School's starting, so this would be a great horn for. I mean, they might be embarrassed if they're in an elementary school taking an old vintage horn like this instead of a nice, pretty, shiny Chinese one. But man, oh man, for less than a Chinese horn, you can get a real instrument. So let's see if we can do this here. Get the computer to cooperate. if that went on a little bit too long. But there it is. Darn that Martin tenor saxophone. You stop, don't you play. Nope. So there it is. Can't go too long here, trying to keep it short. It's pretty tough when you're playing something this great. So www.stevegraysaxes.com, www.stevegraysaxes.com. So going to go up on the page, just took a bunch of pictures of it. But again, it's just got that beautiful patina to it. It's got a beautiful sound. Just perfect. I mean, for under $1,000 saxophone, it's just wonderful. All right. Adios.